Great piece of conservative review by Daniel Horowitz. You know the first thing the United States Senate under the Republicans did when they got back? The very first vote? They confirmed a left-wing judge, Luis Felipe Restrepo, to the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. That was the first thing your Republican Senate did. And he points out the notion that Republicans would vote to confirm more Obama judges defies logic on so many levels. This is one of the few areas where they have no excuse or lack of power to actually use their control of the Senate for good purposes. And by confirming more Obama judges, they won't only further exacerbate the crucial judicial time bomb, the growing judicial time bomb of anti-constitutional case law, but will also prevent the next Republican president from filling the very same vacancies. Now, while most people focus exclusively on the Supreme Court and how that institution has reached rock bottom with some of the decisions of the past term, the situation in the lower courts is even worse. Remember, only 1% of this country's cases ever make it to the Supreme Court. Obama's now appointed 54 active appeals court judges, which represents 30% of the appeals court bench. 30% of all appellate court judges were appointed by Obama. Also, 9 of the 13 circuits are comprised of majorities of Democrat appointees. 9 of the 13. In totality, there are 92 Democratic appellate court judges, 77 GOP judges, and 10 vacant. And the all-important D.C. Court of Appeals in Washington, often called the second most important court because it handles so many regulatory and constitutional issues, is now a 7-4 majority Democrat court with 4 judges appointed by Obama alone. Do you know how that happened? Harry Reid suspended the filibuster rule, rammed through legislation creating more seats on that court even though they didn't need them, and then rammed through leftists on that court. Now that's how the left and the Democrats conduct themselves. We take the most conservative candidate in the field and question whether he's actually an American citizen, for crying out loud. Oy, oy, oy. On the district court level, these are the federal trial courts, Obama has now appointed 260 judges, almost 40% of the entire federal district court bench. Almost 40%. So we'll take it to court. Can't we bring a class action? Let's go after it. You see what's happening. All the avenues for relief are being shut down. This is another reason Article 5 Convention of the States is so important. You think you're going to get relief on one of these circuits where Obama judges and Democrats control them? You're wrong. You think most of these district court judges are objective judges? You're wrong. The Democrats appoint ideologues, academics, defense lawyers, and on and on and on. So the Democrats, as he points out, have a perfect record of appointing judges who believe the Constitution is unconstitutional. Republicans, on the other hand, have appointed a number of lousy judges, and because there's less scrutiny of the lower courts, there are even more Anthony Kennedy types on the circuit benches than those in the mold of Clarence Thomas. And, of course, the long-term effects are disastrous. A Republican president can't just reverse these things. These are lifetime appointments, lifetime appointments. And, by the way, it would also require a Republican-elected president who takes the judiciary seriously. One of the things I meant to ask Donald Trump, and I will, is his sister is a federal judge, and she's extremely liberal. And he once said that he thought she was qualified to be on the Supreme Court. I would like to ask him about that because I think that's very, very important to know. And pointing to Lawrence Tribe as an authority on anything, almost anything, but particularly in this case with Cruz, I don't know why he did that either. There are others who he could point to, but Tribe, that's not so wise. And I told him that myself, by the way.